Emang ada Tami Zilong? Stinger nggak sih? Apa Cyclone Magnum cuy? Ya Cyclone Magnum lah. Yo. Apa permasalahan cuy?
Hello, all the warriors. This is Roy. Welcome. Let's and go. That's the problem one. And the problem two. See, I hold the chassis, and there's a front gear cover, and I just push it. You can see it's very loose over here. So, because here, you see there's a hole. We can put the screws on it. So here it should be tight. But, so this is the problem three. It can still be moved. Okay.
Jelek cuy ternyata. Jelek. Nah, iya sekali
There's
ngomong
two
Fallout
things that I think no
cuy.
matter who you are, you'll always
Fallout
get the
bagus,
heebie-jeebies
Cok.
upon hearing them. It's just something that'll put anyone on edge. The
Mau
first is
Baldur
if someone
kita.
screams fire
Udah
in a
malam,
crowded
Cok. Udah
space,
jam berapa?
like a
Jam
movie
12
theater
aja.
or a concert venue. And the second is if that was a little bit better, albeit
Fallout bagus cuy,
good.
nonton
I
dah.
think it's warranted. It's actually very good. Like, much to my and many others' pleasant surprises. I thought at best it would be decent, but it's actually pretty great, all things considered. I'll avoid spoilers here, but there's 8 episodes, all of which dropped on Amazon
Oh iya, ini
in
emang
one
mencuri,
big
Cok.
batch. So they gave you the
Keren
entire
emang nih orang.
payload up front, which I've been very vocal, not a huge fan of the binge model. I'd prefer it was a weekly basis, because this just means it's going to fade out of people's minds much quicker than something like an Invincible, which is another Amazon series that they do release weekly. It keeps people talking about it, and it keeps everyone on the same pace, so you can reflect on each individual episode, speculate on where things are going, and digest it that way. I think it's a lot more fun, and it gives the series a longer runway in the public consciousness. So I think it was a bit of a fumble with just dropping it all at once, but there's people that swear by the binge model like it's a fucking religion. Like, they are really into being able to sit down and binge 8.5 hours worth of content all at once and then talk about it for a day and be done. Which is totally fine. I'm not your dad. I'm not gonna come in there and start like spanking your cheeks for liking something I don't. It's just I prefer the weekly model, because then you get to all be at the exact same point together and you get to talk about it, and it's a little bit more fun, at least in my personal opinion. But it's not that big of a deal. It's not like it has anything to do with the actual quality of the Fallout series. But I just wanted to mention.
Bagus. Gila cuy. Ya apa pet? Apa mau beli pet dia? Mau beli pet. Apalagi series yang pengen gue nonton ya. Nyaris sempurna coba bagus. Iya ada Easter egg-nya cow. Nonton aja.
Season 1 of Fallout is great, wonderful, fantastic even, and
Tuh,
one of the
semua orang
reasons
bilang
is
bagus
the
cuy, gila
attention
emang
to
nih.
detail and care put into this thing. Fans of the games are going to be eating it up because there is a buffet of video game references, Easter eggs, teases, and so much more. So in this video, we're going to be covering every little thing we found. Obviously, there is a blurred line between what's simply an in-world reference and what is an Easter egg, but honestly, we're going to be talking about it all. Just deal with it. So do all the things like subscribe, grab a Pip-Boy, suit up, load up on
Pip-Boy
chems as we hit the wasteland. Kicking things off, the opening scene showcases Cooper Howard, a renowned movie star in the Fallout world, whose movie posters were actually recently added to Fallout 76 in one of their latest updates. Anyway, he's sporting the same blue and yellow colors that Vault Tech decided to use for their patented Vault jumpsuits. The song playing in this opening is Orange Colored Sky by Nat King Cole, a subtle nod to what eventually happens in this opening scene, but this song was also featured in a TV advertisement for Fallout New
Dan gue juga
Vegas,
baru
and
tahu
later
cuy.
was added to the radio stations in
Ternyata yang
Fallout
bikin
4
itunya
and
fault anjir.
76. Cooper
Nuklir.
mentions his horse's name is Sugarfoot, a nod to the real-life Western TV show by the same name. Heck, Cooper's outfit and persona are also like a retro version of this show's main character, Tom Sugarfoot Brewster. On the television set, there's various ads for Nuka-Cola, a staple to this world, essentially Coca-Cola, along with Sugar Bomb cereal. It then switches to a Saturday morning cartoon of
Perang
Grognak,
Dunia
the
Ketiga,
Barbarian,
cu.
this world's version of the
Lu
90s
udah tahu
cartoon
belum?
Conan the Barbarian. Grognak is also featured in various magazines in Fallout 4 that could raise your barbarian stat, whereas the title of this episode is Grognak and the Ruby Ruins, which is actually one of the Pip-Boy games you can play in Fallout 4. Later on, you can actually find a unique weapon in a comic store called Grognak's Axe. When we first meet Lucy, she is the embodiment of Rosie the Riveter with her wrench and all. We are then quickly shown a classroom featuring the 14-star flag, first appearing in the original Fallout game, with the star standing for the commonwealths that make up the USA. The Vault Boy images around the room are also the same art style and designs from the 76 or Fallout 76's perk card system. Lucy talking with the Vault Council is basically her picking her stats, or I guess listing off her stats, much like the Fallout games start with the player assigning their stats or perks before hitting the wasteland. This movie shows up and is referenced several times, but Lucy and Hank are watching the same Cooper Howard movie that is being filmed in the opening of Missile Command from
siapa, cuy?
1980. A familiar Vault Boy bobblehead is shown front and center, being sought after items in the games, as they can help increase your stats or perks or give permanent bonuses to the sole survivor player. I'm not going to point out every piece of art I see and what it references to, but this one behind Lucy is the Iron Fist perk card from Fallout 76. Maybe a stretch, but Lucy's husband from the triannual Vault trade is named Monty, of which there is a character by the same name of Monty that's mentioned in Fallout 4, and he is affiliated with Raiders, so it could be him, because this series does take place only 9 years after those events. Lucy's Pip-Boy detects radiation with the same familiar sound effect from the games. Upon opening the first aid kit, Lucy
Main
heals
Fallout
herself
kali ya?
with a stim pack, a mainstay for the games to aid the player character after they've lost some health. The weapon Lucy uses appears to be a sleek Vault Dweller version of the dart gun, or rather syringer rifle from Fallout 4 that, you guessed it, it launches various syringes at enemies. There's a don't lose your...
Tapi gue males aja kalau main Fallout tuh ketemu gol-gol brengsek kayaknya takut gue. Berasa main FE cu.
head poster, which is could be a hint of where we see him in the future, with the origin of the name being a military title to honor successful commanders, which at the end
Mau lihat build orang-orang kayak ini sih. Ya baru streaming udah ditelepon, Cok.